So for the last week, I live in San Francisco. For the last week, I was in Los Angeles. I drove with my parents, my father and my mother, and my wife, and we met up with our daughter. And for the entire week, we were seeing a very famous acupuncturist, herbal doctor, a traditional Chinese doctor, herbal doctor. And the main reason we were down there is because I wanted to get some help for my mom, for my dad. My dad has diabetes. You heard it many times, and by observing him and working with him, I realized that there's a strong correlation between his diabetes and his dementia. And so when I talked to Dr. Wong, he says, "Oh, I think we can help." And it's really an eye-opening experience, actually being so close to a traditional doctor. I talk about them a lot, but not having spent that much time with them. So we started talking about my father's condition, and then he used the Chinese word that meant mucus. So usually when we think about mucus, it's in the lung. And so in the Chinese tradition, it turns out that the definition of mucus is very generalized. And so it's anything that has to do with blood being too viscous is the condition that leads to diabetes and dementia and many, many problems. So it's kind of interesting that how the Chinese doctor really treat the body as a system as opposed to just a collection of working parts. So it's really funny because my mom was also there, and my mom actually is like, her body is just falling in pieces. And so for the entire week, she just keep complaining to the doctor where it hurts. And every time she says something, and the doctor would take the needle and just like this. And then the first day, all the pain went away. The second, finally she said, "Well, everything is working. This is the last day now. Everything is really working." She's really happy. She can walk. She can, the swelling is done. And then she said to the doctor, he says, "Well, I cough at night." And then the doctor says, "Dry cough or wet cough?" "Dry cough." And then he said, "Oh, because you have some pressure in your spine. Let me relieve that." Boop. And then she stopped coughing. I mean, she's been coughing for years. It's really amazing, this traditional medicine. But the point I want to make is this. They believe that there's a single organ in our body, which are the connective tissue. Now, a lot of people say, "Oh, that's fascia, that's myofascia," but that's very narrow definition. It's a very narrow definition of connective tissue because it has to do with essentially the casing of the muscle. But the Chinese doctor actually believe that all parts of our body, whether it's muscle, tendon, vessel, nerve, organs, you name it, they all have to have some shape, and the shape is defined by this connective tissue. And of course, the Western doctors, the minute that they cut up the cadaver, they throw all that connective tissue away, so they completely ignore that part. But the Chinese doctor really believe that that is one single organ. Our entire body consists of these connective tissue as one single organ. And this thing about the circulation, about the qi, the acupuncture, the tai chi, all that, really, when you get down to it, it's about this one gigantic organ. I remember on the web one time, if you search for it, you will find it. Just search for the largest living organism, and it's supposed to be some kind of fungus that cover hundreds of acres, one single organism. So I'm thinking that like our body really has this one thing, and it covers everything. It covers everything. So when you have a problem with your body, the most common one would be like when you have frozen shoulder or when you have carpal tunnel. It really is a very simple thing. It's that you lose the lubrication between your connective tissue and the underlying structure. That's it. And it's dehydration or inflammation. And it's just causing a lot of pain. It's causing a lot of pain because the qi is blocked. right? Or the other way is that you start to have swelling here and there, and it's because the circulation is blocked. It all has to do with this one large web of connective tissue. And so I noticed that when he does his acupuncture, he goes down with the needle, and I felt it too, because I have diabetes, so he's working on me too, and so he go down. Now this might be this one doctor, so I don't know other people do that, and he just go down and then he twists the needle. So when they do acupuncture, they're not puncturing you. They actually go down until they find the connective tissue, and then they twist it, and you feel like this whole web is moving. It's an amazing experience. Amazing experience.